the Super Nintendo, the SNES Classic, is coming out next month. And
Yep.
pretty much everyone that has, is within our age group
Yeah.
is wanting one.
Yeah, because it's a great selection. We talked about it. It's an amazing collection of games.
People who don't play games want them because they played these games before.
Yeah.
They're older now, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, like you could if like 5 of these games is worth the $80.
In my opinion, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And
for a good, accurate reproduction of it, which this is supposed to be, longer cord in this case than the Nintendo Classic. The 3-foot cord for the Nintendo Classic, that's just not worth it. The only problem is we now have a supply and demand problem, which
Nintendo does all the bloody time. And they said that this wasn't going to happen. You can go back and listen. We did not believe them when they said it, and we were right. They're creating a scarcity, and they're not making enough to make their customers happy. The majority of Nintendo customers who want to give them money are not being provided for, including me. I've given up.
Hold on. Amazon crashed this week.
Yeah.
GameStop crashed this week.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with the supply. They crashed their servers of these third-party companies because the demand is higher than the server can handle.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. We don't even know how many they're going to make. First of all, they have made more and are doing pre-sales, which they didn't do with the Nintendo Classic.
Right.
They're putting out more and more and more onto these servers. Yes, they sold out in a matter of hours.
Minutes.
Hours on Amazon.
Yeah, and then a lot of those orders got canceled. I know 2 people whose orders got canceled. So
they literally crashed Amazon twice. They crashed GameStop servers.
Yeah,
they crashed other people's servers. That has nothing to do with Nintendo. The demand is so high. I don't think Nintendo could really fill this out unless they keep doing them for the next couple of years.
Okay.
That's the only way to do it.
Counterpoint. If we didn't know that Nintendo was planning on screwing us with supply, there wouldn't be so many people desperate to jump in and buy it right now. If we thought this was something, like if you just put up pre-orders and they were like, we will take care of pre-orders will be up for an hour.
Yeah.
Then we would go, oh, okay, cool. Click.
Yeah.
And go buy it.
Yes.
But because it's Nintendo, because this is the way that they do business, people expect there to be a scarcity. And so there's a desperation and F5, and people are refreshing. And so the consumer behavior is something that Nintendo has deliberately fostered and created.
I'll counterpoint that. With every person that I've talked to in my office who does not play games now but wants one of these, had no idea that Nintendo does anything with scarcity. They all heard that it was on the internet and all bashed the shit out of the servers. They had no idea. They just wanted it.
Okay.
You have people who understand what Nintendo does from a business standpoint.
All right.
But with this product, you're not appealing to just gamers anymore. You are appealing on a nostalgic factor that you have 50-plus-year-old people that are like, I really liked that game. I loved Castlevania back in the day. Wait, they have what? They have Donkey Kong? Losing their minds, have not played a game since the early 90s. So this is like Nintendo has no idea about it. Amazon and GameStop both, like I keep saying it because it's ridiculous. How many times have you gone to Amazon and you can't access Amazon?
Yeah,
once in my life, and that was this week.
Yep.
Because the demand is ridiculously high. The Nintendo Switch would be close to that, and I know Nintendo fosters a lot of that mentality of them having the cool products. My problem with Nintendo is not what's happening now. My problem with Nintendo is what I foresee them doing after it comes out.
Okay.
And I'm not going to be the guy who sits here and says, well, if you want one, just go to the store and camp out. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I actually have literally asked for the time off of work. But not everyone can do that. Not everyone is going to do that. So I'm going there and I'm going to do that. Not everyone can. My problem is that after that happens, because of Nintendo's practices, which is where I agree with you on this, Nintendo is not going to supply enough afterwards because the demand will still be there.
Yeah,
but
they've already said that they're only going to make it through the end of the year.
Yeah, that's where my problem is. To meet the demand that Nintendo needs to meet, Nintendo will need to keep making this through at least the end of next year.
Yeah, because
that's the only way to do it.
It's an amazing product.
Yeah, it's an amazing product. That's the only way to do it. Or call it what it is. Limited edition.
I think they say that.
They didn't on the NES. Let me know if they said that on the Super Nintendo. Because the Nintendo Classic, when it came out, they did not say limited edition anywhere. And I'm really curious if they said that on the Super Nintendo. My problem with Nintendo is that they don't understand they don't understand the demographic is, well, they're starting to understand it's older than it used to be. Yeah. They would just appeal to kids the entire time. They're realizing now that adults are playing it. They started that with a little bit with Wii, more with Wii U. But my problem is that you have the Switch, which is an amazing console. You can have this, that's great. 3DS needs to die out. 3DS is great. It
shut down all production of
yes.
old and new versions and the 3DS that they're going to announce in the next 3 months.
It's over. The Switch is more important for you for Nintendo, for the future of gaming. I'm going to say that because what they did when you had all these naysayers when the Switch was announced that said it's a little tablet. What does it matter? Well, it's shown that it's a really well-made tablet. It's a first-party tablet like iPad. Yeah, it's just a tablet. It's a really well-made first-party tablet that has some really great peripherals on it, and it
has controllers that work well, which is something
very well. Like tablets don't have unless you want to spend a lot of extra money on. And
I've played some pretty high-end controllers on tablets, and it's still. Yeah, not quite there.
And you have to carry them around with you as an additional accessory, as opposed to this, where it's part of the packaging design. Did they call it a limited edition?
They didn't. They just call it a classic edition.
People have referred to it as limited or whatever in regards to websites, but Nintendo themselves are not referring to it as a limited edition. Yeah. What they should do is they should say this is a limited edition. They don't even have to say collector's item. Just say limited edition. We wanted to bring back Super Nintendo. Here's a limited edition product. Because what they're doing, either way, you're going to feed the trolls. You're going to feed the people who are going to buy it and resell it.
There was one that went up for sale for $350 on eBay.
That person doesn't even know if they're going to really get it, though.
Right.
Those pre-orders keep getting canceled constantly.
Right. But they sold a pre-order...
Yeah.
Of an $80 product for $350, and it got bought in less than an hour. Mm-hmm. Nintendo, we want to give you money. Yes. Please just let us give you money. So this is the same. We don't swear a lot on our channel, but if you're listening with kids, then mute this next part. This is the same clusterfuck we anticipated. Yeah, and it's bullshit that Nintendo is doing this again.
Yes,
and so I'm not going to put any effort into getting this. Yeah. If I'm walking past and it happens to be there and I have $80 in my pocket, I will buy it. That's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
But I'm not going to chase them for this.
I'm literally going to chase them because I want. And this is coming from a guy who has ability to play all of these games elsewhere.
Yeah.
I want to see this product. I also will be lending it to you for your playthrough of Zelda. I may or may not, after all of that, depending on if I like it or I don't, I may give it to my nephew. I mean, I want him to play classic games, so I think that'd be really cool.
Good.
They're really cool, really good games, and it's a really quick way for him to access them. So. I'm buying it for the experience, even if the experience is going to be a short time for me.
Yeah.
I'm also buying it because I want other people to be able to experience a product they might not be able to experience. Yeah. You may not be able to even see one.
Yeah. So, Nintendo, I'm getting a Raspberry Pi, and I don't feel at all bad about that. I can spend a little bit less money. I'm gonna pirate it.
Yeah.
Because you are not taking care of me, the customer. It is your job as a company.
Yeah.
You are creating a product. Your job is to make it possible for me to have it.
Yep.
And you haven't done that. I'm going to pirate it. I'm not going to worry about it.
I still can't buy these games on the Switch Digital Console.
Yeah. The Virtual Console still doesn't exist, and it's nonsense. They should release this when they do the Virtual Console. This should be a bundle that they just give to you or sell for like $50.
I would buy it.
$50
I don't even
would
care.
Be great.
I would buy this bundle of games. I would buy for $50.
So
There's some really great games in here, and that would be for Nintendo's price marketing that they usually do for these type of titles. I would easily buy this for $50. It's worth that. But if you piece it out at $5 a piece, which is what Nintendo will probably do, that's
Well, they were selling. Super NES games were either $8 or $10 on the Wii U, and so that's $160.
They're not worth that much anymore if I can go grab a cartridge of these games for less.
Yeah.
Or like you said,
anyway.
pirate it, which I don't condone doing, but like you said, if they're not going to give you a product where you can purchase it, I have no other way to buy these games unless I track down a refurb SNES just to make sure that it works, or one that I know is quality, and then track down the physical copies of every single one of these games. And why not, instead of making me go to a third party to the scalpers to that, why not just give me a way to buy it digitally? It doesn't cost you very much at all. You're already selling ROMs on your digital store for the Wii U.
Yeah.
So if you're already selling ROMs, just throw those ROMs on there, get someone to optimize them. This will be done all within the end of the year. And I'm saying that because I know it can be done within the end of the year. You're a company that can do that and make a ridiculous amount of money. Finish it by the end of the year. Start, I'd say, by November. November, Digital Console should come out. If that's what I would be doing.
Okay.
Put it out in November, and then just start throwing out every single month a handful of ridiculously good games, and then a handful of like pretty good ones that some people may like Golden Axe. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're missing so much money, Nintendo. Bundles, discounts for people who have your program. There's so many ways you can do this. Look at what Steam is doing, Nintendo. Look at what Steam is doing.
Do you remember before Steam came out? Or before the Switch came out, and we were talking about, I wonder if they'll let us transfer our purchases from the old Virtual Console. Remember when we thought things like that?
Yeah, well, because they did with the Wii U and Wii.
Yeah.
So we thought that they've been very adamant about people linking their accounts.
Yeah.
So we don't know. We still could have some type of transfer, which is what they did with the Wii U and Wii, was if you want to transfer it, it's $1 per. So we'll see what happens. I don't expect it to happen, but
so that's our rant for this week. That is our main topic for the show, and we appreciate you sitting and listening to us yell at a company that's clearly not listening.
Yeah, let us know if you want the Super Nintendo Classic. Well, most of you do. If you're
how much effort you're willing to put in to getting a Super NES Classic.
See you later.